Hi students, it's teacher Josh, and we are going to be going over parts of speech. This review, of course, is Lesson D, Part 2, page 25. We talked a lot about parts of speech. This video is all about reviewing the parts of speech. All right, let's jump right in, okay? My first question to you, do you remember how many parts of speech are there? The right answer is 8. There are 8 parts of speech. Listen, this is so important. Any word in English must be one of the 8 parts of speech. Once you know the 8 parts of speech and what they do in a sentence, you can do anything you want with the English language. Remember the story about the engine. My brother could take apart an engine and put it back together. An English sentence is similar. Once you know the pieces to the engine, the pieces to the language, you can take it apart and put it back together in many different ways, and it's going to be beautiful, okay? So let's go take a look at the 8 parts of speech. All right, as a review, you've got a noun, you've got a pronoun, you've got adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections, and verbs. All right, now a little quiz. If I asked you what names a person, place, thing, or idea, which one of these would you say it is? That's right, it's a noun. Okay. Just to get your brain working, here's another one. Which one shows action or state of being? What do you think? Can you tell me? It's a verb. We're going to go over all of these again. Now, I'm just going to give you a word. You tell me what part of speech it is. He. That would be a pronoun. A pronoun. What if I gave you the word on? On. His glasses are on his hand. On. What part of speech is on? That's a preposition. Remember, a preposition shows the relationship between two things. It's showing the relationship of my glasses and my hand. On. My glasses are on my hand. Good. What if I gave you the word and? And. What is the answer? Which one of these 8 parts of speech is it? Good. It's a conjunction. Remember, conjunctions connect words, phrases, and clauses. Okay, remember the acrostic I taught you. Fanboys. Fanboys. Do you guys remember that? Let me show you that on the whiteboard. All right, so if you guys remember, so you've got for, you've got and, you've got nor, you've got but, you've got or, you've got yet, and the S would be so. These are all conjunctions. Fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Those words are used to connect. All right? All right. What if I said red? Red. The red bird. What is red? That's right, it's an adjective because it's describing the bird. All right, good. Let's go take a look at some more examples and then practice a little bit. Listen, this is powerful information. If you know these eight parts of speech and you know what they do, you can identify any word and you can use it correctly in any way in a sentence. All right? Let's jump and look at the 8 parts of speech. Let's try something here. I want to show you an example. The red bird flew quickly over my house. Okay, I want you to stop the video, pause the video, write this sentence down, and see if you can label every single word in this sentence. Okay, here's the answers. The is an adjective, okay? A lot of students don't realize that articles, a, an, and the, are in fact adjectives because they describe bird, okay? So just remember, articles, a, an, and the, are technically adjectives. Whenever you see them, remember they're an adjective and they come before a noun, okay? Red. Red's an adjective. Why? Because it's describing bird. Bird is a noun. It's a thing. It's an animal, okay? Flew. What do you think flew is? Flew is, or fly, caw, caw. It's an action. What is an action? It's a verb, okay? Quickly, quickly. The bird flew quickly. How did the bird fly? Woo, quickly. Here's another thing to remember. Whenever you have an ly word, it's almost always an adverb, okay? Quickly, quickly. It's an adverb describing how the bird flew. Remember, adverbs describe verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs, all three. In this case, quickly is describing flew. So we use the clues, okay, in the sentence to figure out what the word is. Over, over my house. This is a preposition. Remember, we said prepositions show the relationship between two things, two nouns or pronouns. So over is showing the relationship between the bird and the house. It's a preposition. My is a pronoun. We learned all about possessive pronouns when we were in the red level, okay? Possessive pronouns, it's a pronoun, and it replaces whoever's house this is. It's showing ownership in this case. My house. And then this is, of course, a noun. Listen, once you can do this, it's like, okay, I get it. I understand. I understand where every word is, what it's doing, where it goes, and it will keep you safe when you start to write sentences. All right, let's go to the next slide and take a look. Let's take a look at each part of speech, and let me give you a definition and some example sentences. Names a person, place, thing, or idea. That's a noun. For example, a boy. A boy is a noun. A city is a noun. This is a city of Chicago. A dog, that's a noun. These are all nouns. All right, let's take a look at verbs. A verb can be action, or I just say be, a state of being, okay? Those are the two kinds of verbs that are most common. Let's take a look at this example. The boy eats cake. So eating, it's an action, right? So it's a verb. The dog is small. I mentioned before the be verb is kind of like an equal sign. The dog is small. The man is spitting. He is running. Okay, run, spit, eat. These are all action verbs. Is also a be verb, and it usually is describing the noun in front of it. The dog is small. All right, it's used as kind of like an equal sign, and it often has a noun here and an adjective here. All right. The bird is flying. The bird flies. Fly is a verb. Let's take a look at pronouns. It replaces a noun, or it refers to a noun. The boy eats cake. He eats cake. He refers to the boy. So he is a pronoun. Now listen, there are many kinds of pronouns. The pronoun is defined by what it does in a sentence. In this sentence, he is the subject in the sentence. Subject, verb, object. He is called a subject pronoun. Okay? Let's take a look at prepositions. Prepositions show the relationship between two objects or things in a sentence. So, for example, the eggs are on the table. It shows the relationship of the egg and the table. On is a preposition. Parts of speech. Let's look at adjective. An adjective describes a noun. The example. The spicy food was hot. Spicy describes the kind of food. Hot! Spicy food, okay? Oftentimes you'll see the adjective right before the noun. That's a clue that it modifies. You will also find it in this format. The food was spicy. Remember, the be verb often acts like an equal sign. Spicy is still an adjective describing food in the second example. Those are some spicy chili peppers. Adverbs. These are interesting. Adverbs describe a verb, adjective, or another adverb. They're powerful. Powerful. Take a look at the example. The brightly, ly, big signal, ly, almost always an adverb, okay? Colored bird, flew very quickly. All right, brightly colored, brightly is an adverb. Colored bird. Now this, in fact, is an adjective describing bird. Brightly describes colored. It's an adverb. Colored describes bird. What describes a noun? Bird's a noun. Colored would be an adjective, right? Adjectives describe nouns. Brightly is describing an adjective, colored. So it's an adverb. So this is doing this number right here, isn't it? It's an adverb describing an adjective. Flew very quickly. So you have an quickly describing flew or fly. So there you have an adverb describing a verb. Very quickly. How quickly? Very is an adverb describing another adverb. In one sentence, I gave you an example of an adverb describing a verb, quickly, an adverb describing an adjective, brightly, and an adverb describing another adverb, very. Powerful word. This is a brightly colored bird. Let's talk about conjunctions. Again, they connect, conjunction. Just this word junction, think of a train junction. It's where they used to meet on this big round thing, and they would park part of the train on it, and they would connect another piece of the train. Junction, a train junction, a conjunction. It's a place to connect. Okay, words, phrases, clauses. I love cake, pie, and candy. And is a conjunction connecting these three words. Ooh, cake. Ooh, candy. Oh, pie. I love cake, candy, and pie. All right. Interjections. All right. Interjections show emotion, and they usually are at the beginning of the sentence, interrupting a thought. So, best example I can think of, my mom, growing up, I have 3 brothers, and we're all close in age. I remember times she would call on the phone a friend, and we would be playing in the background, and I could hear my mom having a conversation. Uh-huh, uh-huh, wah, 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 wah. Oh, uh-huh. And then we would be misbehaving in the background, right? And then she would say, she would gesture with her hands, and oh, that's so sweet. Uh-huh. Wow. Man, you can have a whole conversation with these little guys, especially on the phone. Words like, let me give you the example sentence. Wow, I love pizza. So, wow, uh-oh, oh no, yikes. Ha! We love to be dramatic in English. So we have an entire piece of grammar called interjections. I love pizza. Wow, I love pizza. Oh, mamma mia, that smells good. You know, these are just funny little words that interrupt the conversation. All right, let's practice. You have to be a good detective, okay, to solve and figure out what a word in English is. Here's what's tricky about English. One word could be a noun in one sentence, and then in another sentence, it could be a verb. Yikes! It's crazy. You have to look at the sentence and decide, what is that word doing? Is it an action? Guess what? It's a verb. Is it a thing? Guess what? It's a noun. Is it describing a noun? If it is, guess what? It's an adjective. Let's take a look at a sentence. Sentence number 1. He set the dishes on the table. Look at sentence number 2. He used his best set of dishes. Ooh. So we've got 2 different sentences. And let's look at the first one. He set the dishes on the table. Listen, a statement in English almost always follows subject, verb, object, or subject, verb, predicate. Okay? Predicate's just anything that comes after the verb or the subject. So we know our subject is he. We've got to have an action. Okay? He set the dishes on the table. Guess what? Set is being used as an action, a verb. A verb. See these dudes? They are setting the table. So that's action. Here, he used, here's your subject. Here's my subject. Used is my verb. Used what? His best set of dishes. In this situation, it's talking about a group of dishes that are beautiful. My mom had a china set of dishes that only came out on special occasions. In this situation, set is a, what do you think? It's a thing. It's a noun. Okay? Very good. Let's take a look at another example. All right, let's take another look at 2 sentences. Let me bring the presentation up here. All right. Thomas had a plan to succeed. Thomas had a plan to succeed. We're looking at the word plan. Thomas planned a trip with friends. Thomas planned a trip with friends. All right, so let's ask ourselves, in sentence number 1, what is plan? Thomas had, listen, the best thing you can always do is identify the subject and the verb in the sentence, and even the object, okay? So what is the subject? It's Thomas. The verb is had, okay? A plan to succeed. Thomas had, listen, you can always find the object in a sentence by asking what after the verb. Thomas had what? A plan. Guess what? A plan, there's 2 clues. One, it answers the question what after the verb. That tells me it's an object or a noun. Also notice A. A, remember, A is an article, it's an adjective, and it defines a singular what? A singular noun. Okay? So those things all lead me to the answer that plan in sentence number 1 is a noun. To succeed. Sentence number 2. Thomas planned a trip with friends. What's the subject in this sentence? Thomas. Guess what? Thomas is a noun. What's the verb? We have to have a verb in a sentence. Planned. Planned is a verb. It is the verb in this sentence. A trip with friends. Thomas planned what? A trip with friends. Guess what? You can identify all of these things, but a trip in this sentence, it's kind of the same thing up here, isn't it? It's flipped. A trip is the object of this sentence. It's also a noun. So here, planned is a verb. Here, plan is a noun. All right, cool beans. Let's go to one more practice sentence. Igor practiced his parts of speech. Igor practiced his parts of speech. Let's see if we can identify practiced. First of all, what's the subject? The subject is right here. There's your subject. And it happens to be a noun because it is a subject. Okay? Don't mix up your parts of speech with the parts of a sentence. Nouns are almost always found in the subject position or the object position in the sentence. Okay? All right, my verb, in this case, the verb is the part of speech and it's the part of the sentence. So practiced is in fact a verb. Do you know what his would be? We talked about that. It's referring to Igor. So it would be what refers to a noun or replaces a noun. It would be a pronoun. Parts would be a noun. You know, the clue here is his is a possessive adjective. Possessive adjectives are pronouns that show ownership or describe a noun. These are clues of speech. Guess what? This little guy is a preposition. Okay, it's showing the relationship between Igor and his parts of speech, his speech. Speech is a noun. Okay, so the preposition again shows the relationship between actually parts of speech. So the noun parts and the noun speech shows the relationship between these two nouns. So it's a preposition. Okay, cool. All right, let's take a look at sentence number 2. Let's see if we can figure out what practice is, but let's look at everything else in this sentence. Igor went to grammar practice. So in this sentence, Igor it's a noun. That's the part of speech it is. Of course, it's functioning as the subject in this sentence. The verb is, both the verb and the function, is went. Okay? Igor went to grammar practice. Igor went what? To grammar practice. In this particular situation, hey, guess what? Can you decide what to is? It's a preposition. Okay? Misspelled that. Let me get that I in there. Preposition. It shows the relationship between two nouns, Igor and Ooh, guess what? It led us to the answer of this, practice. Practice is the object of the preposition, to grammar practice. So it is a noun. This preposition here shows the relationship of Igor and his practice. Two nouns, a noun and a noun. A preposition shows the relationship between two nouns. What's grammar? What is it doing? Grammar practice. It's describing practice. What describes a noun? Hey, guess what? You guessed it. Grammar is an adjective. It's an adjective. Okay? Beautiful. Let's practice a little bit more here. Well, this is a nice illustration. In this particular picture, this isn't Igor. Igor's a worm, right? You guys remember Igor? I think we need a special appearance by Igor. This right here is Igor. Igor, how you doing, Igor? Uh-oh, he's all out of sorts here. Hold on. There we go. How you doing, Igor? I'm great. Have you been practicing your English? Yes. All right, that's Igor. This chick down here is not Igor, but she's doing the action of practicing her parts of speech. In this class, this is just a grammar practice class. Okay, noun, action, verb. Very good. All right. Let's take a look at one more sentence. And let's see if we can dissect, use the clues. Igor gestured with his eyebrows. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so what is Igor in this sentence? I don't know. I just don't know. All right. Let's put Igor down a second, and let's talk about it. What's the subject? Igor didn't watch the video lesson, apparently, on this. This is a noun, and it's functioning as a subject in the sentence, okay? Guess what? Comes right after the subject most of the time. You've got a verb. You got action here. Remember how he gestured with his antennas or his eyebrows? That's a verb. Okay, how about with? Hey, guess what? It's a preposition, And remember, prepositions always show the relationship between two nouns. So here's our first noun, Igor. And guess what? It's showing the relationship with Igor and his eyebrows. So let's just label it. We know that's a noun. And then his eyebrows. Woo, there we go again. That is a that's a pronoun, right? Specifically, what kind of pronoun? It's a possessive adjective. There you have it. We just figured out all the words in that sentence. All right, real quick, look-see here. And here is sentence number 2. Igor uses funny gestures because he is a worm. Ooh, all right. Again, find your subject, find your verb, find your object. That's going to help you out here, okay? Igor uses funny gestures. Igor's the subject. Uses is the verb. Funny, ooh, interesting, funny gestures. Ask the question what after the verb to find the direct object. Igor uses what? Gestures. Gestures is what? It has to be a noun because only a noun can be an object, right? A noun names a person, place, thing, or idea. Gestures is a noun in this sentence. And look, what's in front of it? Funny. What's funny doing? You know what funny is, right? That's funny. Okay, so funny is describing the kind of gestures. What describes a noun? An adjective does. An adjective does. So guess what? Funny is an adjective. Gestures is a noun. All right, friends. This is awesome. What are we doing now? I need you at this time to go to Google Classroom. First thing, take your attendance. Watch this amazing video and participate by taking notes. All right? When I tell you to stop the video and write the sentence down, or if I ask you a question, you've got to do it. It's helping stick everything in your brain. Okay? Watch the video. Take notes, review your notes. Then, when you feel ready, take the test on the parts of speech below this video, okay? Reminder, hey, listen, we're getting to the end of our quarter. You need to turn in your missing work. After October 8th, everything's a 0 if it's not done by October 8th. Hey, students, have a great day.